Hi, this is Mike Lever from Build.One. In this video, I will do a live demo of the Build.One platform to give you an idea of how it looks and feels to build enterprise business applications with Build.One. So let's log into a sample application. Here we see a sample sales application created with Build.One. The application is for the sales of complex products, products that require a lot of explanation. And we see here on the left the different areas or modules of the application. Which items are shown here depends on the user and its roles and security settings. Currently, I have selected the home area, and the home area consists of a screen with a calendar where appointments are shown that can also be integrated with Exchange or Office 365. Then we see some workflow tasks and the most recently used data. And it also contains a toolbar with a direct access to certain functions. Every screen consists of a layout with multiple panels arranged in a specific way. In this case, in the home screen, we have 4 panels, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th panel below with the calendar. And the user can arrange and set up those panels any way he or she likes. You can make this smaller or wider. You can also collapse parts of the screen. You can make this one collapsed, edit again. So this can be changed any way you like. So now let's open one of the records. In this case, we will open an offer by clicking on this icon here. This will launch a new screen, not surprisingly, the offer maintenance screen. So we see this screen contains a ribbon instead of a toolbar. It also is divided into multiple panels. In this case, it's also divided into multiple pages controlled by a top bar. So we can click, for example, on the second top bar, and we see 2 panels here arranged side by side. And in each panel, we have a form. And of course, we can also rearrange that, and it's all fully responsive. So if we make this too small, it will become 1 row, 1 column, sorry. And if we make it larger, then also here it can scroll and have 1 row. And if we make it like this again, we have again 2 forms and each with 2 columns. I have additional pages here. There are also pages with other control types, even more complex one. Like in this case, we have a full-featured rich text editor where you can add any kind of text. This can also be compatible with Word if you like. It supports multi-languages, all that kind of stuff. And if we switch back to the first tab with all of our offer lines, then we see it's also divided into panels. We see here, we can rearrange them. And in the first panel, we have a tree. In fact, it's a combination of a grid and a tree. So this is really for complex sales documents. And if we click on one of the nodes in the tree, then the content of the right panel changes dynamically. So based on the type of node that we select here on the left, a different screen is shown on the right. And then in this screen, again, we can it can be divided into multiple panels again, or into multiple pages. Like if we click on this, we get some pricing information here. And this setup allows for any kind of screen and any complexity of screen. Now let's assume we are here in our header data. We add some nodes here. And now we see this dot here appearing, which means we have unsaved changes. But we can now while we have those unsaved changes, we can switch back to our main menu and switch to the offer desktop, which shows us all the available offers. I have a filter active here. It shows only my pending offers. I can do some additional filtering here. Above each column, you can filter. Of course, you can also rearrange that, make this wider, or move this column to the left if you like. And now one of the unique features of Build.One is that you can just open another record. So in this case, let's assume I want to open also this record. So I click on the link. It will now launch the offer maintenance screen a second time, in this case for the other offer. So we see here, this is some building project, whatever. And now I can work in both offers parallel. So let's continue here by first saving our notes that we changed and switch to the offer lines. And then let's assume we want to copy some of those offer lines to the other offer. To do this, we could simply minimize this screen. You see, we can now rearrange it, and we could minimize the other screen, arrange them side by side. However, there's also a shortcut. I can also, in the taskbar, drag one screen over the other, then they will be arranged side by side for me. And I can say, okay, I want to have the hardware and that part, and then software, but only the middleware and the CRM part. So I select those, I drag and drop them under Build.One, and now it copied all those, and I have exactly what I selected. Now I can maximize this again and continue working here in my copied notes. I can show the details again so that I can look into my items that I copied. And then once I'm done with this, I can simply close that screen. And when I close the other screen, as soon as I close the last screen, I'm automatically back in my menu area and continue working on other stuff.